Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where we take some of your favorite pop culture icons and explain recaps of their comic books, video games, movies, and TV shows. Today we're going to be covering a little bit more of Venom, because he has a movie coming out and I'm a huge fan of Venom. So today it's going to be Venom issue 161, in which he's kind of good, kind of bad. He's usual anti-hero Venom, but he's going to be teaming up / fighting against Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew. It's a short little issue, but don't forget, we are covering a lot of Venom, and the full playlist of this storyline will be down below. Enjoy. After the events of Venom Inc., with Eddie and Flash fighting over the Venom symbiote, fighting off Lee Price and the Mania symbiote, Eddie then finds himself in the office of Alchemix CEO Liz Allen. She leans back in her chair telling Eddie that little brawl with him, Flash, and Spider-Man, it caused her $24 million worth of damage. On top of that, some of those damages included irreplaceable equipment, including the serum that they've been brewing for him to keep the Venom symbiote under control. Of course, an insurance claim has been made, but since they can't admit that they were making the serum, there's all kinds of felonies that they have to commit just to cover up the original felonies. Eddie stops Liz, stating, "Wait, you lost all the serum? I only have 2 more doses to keep this thing under control." Liz tosses a file in front of Eddie, stating, "Take a look for himself. Dr. Steve says that the symbiote is all cured." Eddie then starts flipping through the papers, asking, "What do you mean, cured?" Liz goes on explaining that apparently the overdose of serum that he received while the symbiote was connected to both him and Flash had a cascading reaction, blah, blah, blah. I'm not a scientist, Eddie. The point is, your metabolism is not toxic to the symbiote anymore. No more psychotic episodes. You both are cured. Venom whispers, asking, "Is it true? No more medicine, Eddie." Liz says that with the amount of insurance fraud that she is committing, she should be burying him, so you're welcome, now leave. Eddie jumps out the window and he begins to swing through the city shouting, "We're cured! We're cured! We can go out and celebrate our new beginning, Venom!" And down at the Oh My Rugs store, Looter sings to himself while loading up his van with stolen rugs when he suddenly hears Eddie's voice behind him. Looter begins to scream, "Holy crap! Not Venom! Oh God, don't bite me! Look, I've already peed myself! I have already peed!" Looter begins to point at the wet spot on his suit, and Eddie begins webbing him up, stating, "Yes, we see, and it is hilarious. But don't worry, this time it's different. We're not going to lose control and maim you. This time, we're bringing you to justice." While Eddie lifts and throws Looter over his shoulder, another voice calls out asking, "Bringing a criminal to justice, huh? That's funny, because I was thinking the exact same thing." Eddie looks up to see Jessica Drew sitting on a newsstand. And Eddie says, "You're Spider-Woman. We've heard of you." Jessica tells him, "That's cool, because I've heard of you too. Anyway, thanks for wrapping Looter up. Makes it easy to handle one of you." As she begins cracking her knuckles, Eddie says, "While we're still speaking calmly, you should know that things have changed. We're not eating this man. We're on the same side." Jessica shrugs, stating, "You are being pretty calm. You haven't threatened to eat anyone's brain this whole time." Oh well. She jumps down, punching Eddie in the face, causing him to let go of Looter and fall back. He gets up shouting, "Wait, there's been a mistake. We just fought alongside Spider-Man, didn't he tell you?" Jessica asks again, asking, "You think because I'm Spider-Woman it makes me his wife or something? I haven't talked to Spider-Man in like 2 weeks." As Jessica continues to beat into them, Venom is shouting at Eddie in his head, "We must fight back." And Eddie tells him, "We can't fight this woman. It'll only make things worse, Venom." Jessica then asks, "Are you talking to yourself now? Not really selling the whole not being crazy thing?" Eddie webs her up to try and get away, but as he does, Jessica releases a small electrical shot that cuts the web, causing Eddie to fall back down into a car. He gets back up, shooting a web, stating, "We protect innocent people now. Yes, there was a time where we would have taken life when necessary, but we appreciate your respect for all life." And then Eddie whips his arm around. The web that Eddie shot pulls back on Looter's legs, sending him flying down the street. With no other choice but to save Looter, Jessica starts to run down the street to try and catch him, and Eddie swings away, stating, "I may have an idea." The next morning at the fact sheet, the newspaper that Eddie has been working for under the pseudonym Mr. Sim, he asks his boss, Jennifer Kao, if he can post a story on the front page. He tells her that they can be like the Daily Bugle. The Bugle has Spider-Man, they can have Venom. He's mistrusted by the establishment. People will love it. Jennifer says that he's being hunted because he's a cannibalistic monster that is probably the creation of some government experiment gone wrong. Unless he's going to write a story about that, then they're not going to be writing about Venom being the people's champion. So with that idea being shot down, Eddie heads back to his apartment, where watching him on the rooftops is Jessica. Later, as Eddie gets home, he begins to lift weights, and Venom tells him that he doesn't like that woman, Jennifer. "She hates us." Eddie says that she doesn't hate us. She's just a smart woman running a business. Just then there's a knock at the door, and Eddie says that dinner's here. Maybe they can just have a nice, relaxing. But as he reaches for the door, it's suddenly kicked in, and Jessica shocks Eddie, throwing him to the other side of the room. She steps inside, looking around, asking, "For a man who can apparently camouflage himself, you're really easy to find." She reaches down, grabbing Eddie by the leg, and starts to head back out. But before she can leave, Venom seeps through Eddie's skin and onto Jessica's hand. It begins to shout at her.
"You can't take us to jail. We can't go back there. We'll convince you. We'll show you."
As he wraps around her head, she begins to see everything that Eddie has been doing, the battles that he has been fighting, his attempts to become a hero. She falls to her knees, and Venom begins to go back to Eddie. And she says that was unpleasant. Venom begins to pick Eddie back up, asking,
"Don't you see? Need Eddie, or we'll lose control."
Jessica stares for a moment and then says, "Just keep him in line. If you can't keep your noses clean, I'm gonna hunt you both down." Venom completely covers Eddie and tells her,
"Wouldn't be alone."
A few moments later, Eddie wakes up after hearing a man asking him hello. The delivery man looks into Eddie's wrecked apartment, and Eddie tells him that there was a cooking accident. The delivery man leaves the food, and as Eddie picks it up, he asks. Venom tells him that it was Spider-Woman. She came, and he made her leave. Eddie sits back down with his Chinese food, asking, "How?" And Venom says,
Showed her that we're heroes."
Eddie asks, "Heroes? You're not keeping anything, are you?" Venom tells him,
"No, we'll never hide anything from you."
And there you have it, more Venom coverage right here at Comicstorian. Now, if you enjoyed that, you enjoyed me doing weird voices and stuff along those lines, then please subscribe, as you're going to be getting a lot more Venom very soon. We eventually will get you caught up in the entirety of the storyline, and that is the entire purpose of this. And if you enjoy listening to me, please consider supporting this channel and all of our other endeavors by going over to patreon.com/Comicstorian. It's there that you can find, 5 to 7 different podcasts per week, depending on what's going on the particular week. And we cover everything from reviewing comic books to talking about weird comic book theories to even doing things like talking about your favorite conspiracies. I hope to see you there, and I hope to see you here again. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.